Welcome to SM Tech All. Today we are going to solve the first problem of January LeetCode challenge. So problem name is check array formation through concatenation. So let's try to quickly understand the problem statement first. So what they are saying here, we will be given two array. One is the array, another one is the pieces. So pieces, basically it's a two-dimensional array. It will contain some more nested array. Okay, so basically we need to flat that pieces array into a single array without modifying the sequence of those small array. What that means, so if you see here, right, that here we have two portion, we can use it any order. So we can pick 15 first, then we can pick 88, and using that we can use easily from this input array, right? So in this case we can return true, but here I can see all the elements are exactly same, but here if you consider this sub array, right, 16, 18 and 49, we will not be able to change the sequence. So what that means, so suppose I found that okay 16 is here, but after 16 we only can put 18 and 49, right? But here it's in different order, right? So if we want to build this array from this piece, we need to modify the sequence or order, right? So that is not permitted. So in that case we need to return false. So this is the condition where we need to return false, and it can also happen that some element is also not there in the pieces. Again, in that case we need to return false. Okay, so these are the two main conditions that we need to keep in mind. So we can check the other example also right here, right? So we can easily from this one, right? So here I can at first check, okay 78 is here. I can now my next is 4 and 64. So okay, I can see 4 and 64 is here and the index are exactly same, that is its order is same. After 64 is there, right, in our array, right, main array. Okay, after that I can pick 91 and I can see okay 91 is also there. So that means we can form the input array or array using the pieces, right? In that case we can return true, but here in this case you can see that elements are in fact are not matching, right? So in that case we can return false. So these are the main 5 example. You will get some better understanding, and there are some condition also you can read. Okay, so at first we will see the basic approach, right, the brute force approach, how we can solve it. So let's take this example only, the first one, right, 78, 464, 91. So what we can do, so let's quickly write it here, 78, 464 and the last one is 91. So what I will do, so probably I can run one for loop and I can pick each and every sub array one by one. So at first I will pick 78 and I will see okay this particular number is there in our input array or not, right? Okay, I can see 78 is there. So I know that 78 is there. Now I can go to the second sub array, right, that is 464. Okay, so here I need to compare two elements. So at first I will see okay is 4 there or not. Okay, I can see 4 is there. So if I found okay 4 is there, my next task will be that is 64 is there, and if it is yes, and then 64 should be after 4, not before 4. In fact it will be immediate next to 4 only, right? So I can see 4 and 64 are exactly same, index are means 64 is after 4 only, right? So that means it's satisfying our condition. But if I see that 64 is in different position, like instead of 78 64 is here, in that case we need to return false. Okay, so I can see okay this sub array is also there and sequence is also not changed. Okay, so now my third task is pick the last one, 91, and again I can see 91 is there and it's a single one. We don't need to check the immediate indexing, and it is already here, so we can return. We can see okay it is also there, so I can see all the 3 sub array present in the array, so we can return true from here only, right? So using this approach we can easily solve it. So at first I will pick one sub array, I will try to identify the index or starting position in the input array from the pieces, and in the suppose if my any piece contains more than one element, then I need to change the sequence of check the sequence of other element also in our actual input array. Okay, and if it is match, then we can continue, and if I see okay index is not matching for other element, then we can return false from there only, right? So using this basic approach we can easily solve it. So I have already written the code for the same. Let's quickly see the same, then we will see the other approach also. Okay, so here you can see, right? So this is the code that at first I pick one piece at a time. So it was like this, right? 78, then 464, and last one was 91, right? So we picked 78 first, and I check. So in the it is our main input array, right? I check that where is my starting position. Okay, so I can see this is my starting position. Then it can happen, right, that if you check the second example only, right? So it can happen that suppose I found 16 here, but there is a no chance to store two more element after 16, right? So what we are doing here, so whenever we will find that so what that means, so suppose whenever I found my first position, I am checking the length here also, right? That is there. So I found my first number, right? That is 4, and is there enough space so that I will check for 64 also. So we are checking the length here, and if I see, okay, if it is not matching, it is out of bound, then we can return false from there only, right? And if it is not false, then we are just updating our index, and I wrote one match array function. Basically inside that I am just matching the other element of the piece with the actual input array, and if everything goes well, then we are returning true, else we can return false. And this is a basic brute force approach, right? Here you can see that we are using multiple nested for loops. So we are using 3 nested for loops here, so obviously time complexity will be higher. Okay, so this is one basic approach. You can try it your own also. And now let's see how we can optimize the solution, right? So we are using 3 nested for loops here, right? So we will now identify some other ways using which we can reduce the overall time complexity, right? So if you go through the constraint here, that it's written right, that our array can only contain number between 1 to 100. That means it will not contain any number greater than 100. And apart from that, there is another property, that is distinct, means it will contain only unique numbers, okay, or unique numbers. So there will not be any duplicate number. Okay, so we are going to use these two property to solve it in much better way. Okay, so what we can do, so this was our input array, right? So let's quickly write it once again. It was 78, then 4, then 64, and last one was 91, right? So this is our pieces array, and our actual array was 91, 4, 64, 78. 91, 4, 64, and 78. So we need to form this using these pieces, right? So I know that I can have total 100 numbers, 1 to 100. So basically we can create some map kind of thing. So where my key will be my value, and it will store our corresponding index, right? 78. So I will take one array or hash map, you can take any of the one, and I will store like this. So for 78 I will store my index in our input array right here. Okay, so for 78 I will store here my index is 1 2 3 4, so it will be 4. Now probably for 64 my index is 3. Now for 4 my index is 2. Now for 91 my index is 1. So I will go through this input array and I will create kind of key value thing, that I will map the corresponding index in the given input array for that particular number or value. Okay, so this is how I will create the map. Okay, so now what will be my next step? Again I will pick one piece at a time. So I will pick probably 78 first, and I will check that particular number. So if I pick single number, right, so then there will not be any problem. We can easily see, okay, it contains here and its index is not 0, that means this number is present in the input array, and we can go ahead to with other elements. So I will pick 78 and I will check the index of 78. Here I can see it is in 4th position, then we are good. We can consider that that element is already there. Now suppose for the second one, right, it is 4 and 64. So in this case we have multiple elements in the piece. So we need to consider all the adjacent element also, right? So at first I will start with 64. Then what I will do, I will check the index of 64 and index of the previous one, right, 4. So these two should be sequential, right, or 64 should be immediate, should be in the position of after 4 only, right, immediate position, right, immediate next you can say. So I will pick 64 and I will check the index of 64, it is 3, and I will consider the previous number also, right, it is 4. So I will check the index of 4 from the map, it is 2. So if I see the difference, if the difference is equals to 1, that means these two numbers are sequential in our input array, right. So using this we can consider this sequential logic, sequential index logic, right, we can cover this. So using this approach we can easily reduce the time complexity. So let's quickly see the code for the same also. So you can see that what we are doing here. So we created one index, you can use hashmap also, but we know that for like for fetching data and all, array is much better. So I took one array of size 101 because it can contain number till 1 to 100 only, but since index start from 0, so I take the size as 101. Okay, now we are going to through the each element of the input array and we are storing its index. So probably for 78, right, our index was 1. So like this we are just creating that map, right. Now again we are picking one piece at a time and we are checking that if it is 0, that means it's false because 0 cannot be there, okay, because it starts from 1 to 100. And for the pieces with more than one element, then we are going to check it the index of the previous one with the current one, right. If I see that difference is equals to 1, then we are good, and if I see the difference is not equals to 1, then I know that if we suppose we have 4 and 64, right, so that means these two numbers are not, index of these two number is not as same as in our input array. So using this logic we are checking that, okay, if I see the difference is not equals to 1, then those two numbers are not sequential in our actual input array, so we can return false from there only, right, or we can at the end return true. Okay, so this is the overall code, and you can see that we drastically reduce the time complexity here. So we can see that we are using two nested loop, one is for piece and we are going through each piece at a time, right. So instead of 3 nested loop we are using 2 nested loop here, right. So let's quickly submit the solution and check whether it is accepted or not. Okay, so you can see the solution is accepted and it's betting 100% of Java submission. Okay, I think that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends, and if you still have some doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.